Hello, 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 and welcome to a new episode of the Sovereign Society podcast. I'm your host, Sabrina Riccio, and I wanted to create this episode because if you've been following me by now, you know I'm a pretty controversial person. I like to trigger people to think outside of the box and to expand their questioning and their belief system and their awareness, and to bring light to a situation that a lot of people, not enough people, I should say, have been talking about. And for me, it became really clear on Valentine's Day. I don't think there was an accident that Valentine's Day, which is so centered on love, was on Venus Day this year. And I was thinking a lot about it, feeling into it a lot. And truth be told, it's a day not just of celebrating love with someone else, but self-love. Especially when you're on one of those single ladies or single gents or single individuals who really use this time and honor this time to really reflect on the amount of growth and appreciation one has endured. And that's what it was for me. And I did a session with one of my dear sisters, Freedom Franklin, who is going to be on the podcast soon. And, we were talking about business, and we were first trying to clear my energy, but what she was like, hey, we should do this. It was like a hard no, because this is what I'm writing about in my book. I've done so much of my own healing work. But I reached out to her as an SOS about a week or so ago, when there was a point where I was at the verge of like wanting to be done with my life. Like I was like, I'm cool tapping out. I'm totally done. Like it's been really intense and it's been a ride. And I got to that point, but I knew that wasn't me. That was something like an infiltration, some fragmented parts of me, some wounds of mine running the show that were still unprocessed. And I really want you to understand why it's been so heavy lately, is because we're still on the last of like the shadow of a post 2012 world, right? We've had 7 years of every 7 years your consciousness shifts. We have a new Saturn cycle. You have a whole new DNA. And if you think about it, it's only been like a couple weeks since, we're coming up soon to the spring autumn equinox, but there's still a lot of the remnants of the Piscean age that's being purged out of our consciousness. And I'm seeing how that Piscean patriarchal mindset has infiltrated so many areas. And I've worked through so many in terms of gender norms, women's empowerment, politics, all these pieces and fragments of the human experience were all infiltrated by this patriarchal system. And as I share in Thrive, the shift from the patriarchal system of the Piscean age into the Aquarian golden age is that this is a time for community and revolution. And we have to evolve from the systems we grew up around. And something that's been really prominent and really that has come to my awareness is how much of the spiritual community has been infiltrated by these darker energies through the quote unquote new age teachings that are actually, a lot of them were written during the Piscean age, and they no longer carry resonance into the Aquarian age, the golden era. There's also still fragments of the Piscean age running the show: greed, mind control, manipulation. All of these darker shadow pieces have still been running the show. And when I was doing my session, it came through like, wow, I was infiltrated by the spiritual community, because the spiritual community, especially the coaching world, has been infiltrated. Listen to what I'm about to say here. The biggest infiltration of the spiritual community, while there's a lot of outdated systems, is the overwhelm of privilege. Privilege in the spiritual coaching industry is a real thing. I fell to it. A lot of us have fallen to it. And there has to be someone that's going to speak up about it, and not very many people have. So I am. That's what I do, right? I'm always a person that brings controversy, but like I said, with like the purest intention, that is for me to help stir the pot, to help people wake up, to help people reclaim their power, because a lot of us are asleep and have become sheep to the system. And so I have been a certified life and business coach since 2013. I became a certified coach the year after I was struck by lightning and really started my spiritual path, because my whole mission was to help people reclaim their power. And we do that by stepping into our authentic truth. So I've been a coach for over 7 years. I've invested well over $20,000 in coaching programs and certifications and trainings. I have my degree in marketing and sociology from one of the top business schools in the world. And I've been a gonzo journalist for 10 years. So essentially, based off of my training and my experience in this human experience, in this round, I should say, and even probably in past lives, I've been bearing witness to what's unfolding, and I'm watching what's happening. And what I've seen is that people who are really good at marketing can manipulate people who are like prey. And the biggest truth is that there are a lot of coaches out there scamming people because of social media. I started like really getting this clarity a couple weeks ago, seeing how, you can create this like wonderland of how life is, and really, really beautiful and extravagant on social media if you're really creative and really good at marketing. It's a form of manipulation. And but what's the truth of there? Like here you can have like a wide angle shot of like a big audience, but it's actually maybe like 20 people. So there is a lot of deception happening in the coaching industry, and a lot of that infiltration. And the biggest challenge that we've had to navigate through is that comparison paralysis, because we're still in this space of feeling unworthy, the scarcity, all of these really lower limiting beliefs that we're still deprogramming. But the truth is, these people are going and investing in these programs to work through that. But a lot of them aren't readily available for people who want to, better themselves. And there's so much in privilege. Like, I'm not seeing enough people of color being coaches. I'm not seeing enough of people of color going through these programs. While it's great that social media offers a lot of free content and information, like shit, I invest a lot of money every month into this podcast because this is my way of being of service and to deliver messages. I show up as much as I can to the best of my ability to be of service. And there's a lot of other people out there too. What we have to see though is that there's a big problem going on in the coaching industry. And I think that's why Instagram has also kind of been like screwing with us a bit, because that problem is that people that are overcharging with these radical prices, that opportunity or that service isn't readily available to the people who really need it. The people who are clearing ancestral lineages and karmas of a lot of the pain that is affecting us collectively. Like when you're someone that has the courage to do the deep work, you're not doing just this work for you. You're not just doing this work for your family, for your friends, for your community. It's creating a ripple effect throughout the world. And so it takes someone of real courage to do this deep work and to really invest in themselves, their time, their money, their energy into bettering themselves so that they can leave this place better than when they got here. I just am seeing that, I found myself in that comparison paralysis in a time where I was still navigating through a lot of scarcity and navigating through still a lot of unworthiness, really stemmed from inner child trauma. This is why in Thrive, which the doors are closing on the 2nd, the whole first month of Thrive is all about the deep internal work, because you need to recognize this and clear through it and honor it before you can even build that foundation for your business plan, calling in your soul babe, really tapping into the offerings, because the experiences we go through is what we're here to teach. And we need more people out there sharing their hero's journey, their heroine's journey. And it takes time, it takes courage. It also takes answering the call and making that decision. So something that I'm doing to help recognize or call out the privilege that's in the coaching industry from here on out is to offer more affordable programs and offerings, payment plans, knowing in full integrity that I'm not doing this work for the greed, because there's still a lot of greed that's going on, and that can be very ancestral too. People who maybe didn't grew up with not a lot of money, then they get all this money and they think it's like a quick fix for a quick time. But to me, I believe true happiness comes when you can be of service. It's not by the material things. Yes, we can like nice things, but 1, it's impermanent, and 2, it's not important. I think as I'm getting ready to go to a developing country again, and last time I was in Bali, I was just starting my spiritual path. It was 7 years ago. And I was so new to this. I remember I came back a changed woman. I'm pretty much going to be gone for the same amount of time I was last time, living in Thailand and then going to Bali. And this to me is part of me closing that cycle, which is why I'm going back to Bali to write this book. And to close that cycle is about me recognizing and understanding what's actually important of this human experience. And what's actually of importance is being of service and doing something for the greater good for humanity selflessly. I'm going to a developing country where people are grateful when there's electricity. Sometimes there isn't. Sometimes there isn't air conditioning. Sometimes there isn't clean water. And we take so much of that for granted. And so when we go to these places and have fresh perspectives, it makes us a better human. And for me to become a better coach is important for me to honor the perspective that the people that I really want to help may have not been able to afford my services. And if anything, it felt like like it crushed me, because what brings me the most joy is being of service. But I couldn't provide that to someone because I put a high price point, because I got stuck in that comparison paralysis, because I got stuck in that scarcity, because there was greed. And it takes courage for someone like me to unapologetically share that with integrity. But integrity is one of the core ethos of my brand. To me, being authentic is one of the core ethos of my brand. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. I'm not here to really tell you, oh, everything's so peachy keen. And yes, look at me. That's not what is actually bringing me happiness. That's not actually why I do what I do. I've chosen to be of service and to lead as a coach, to help people return back home to themselves, to help people reclaim their power, to revolutionize the world, to unleash their medicine, and to break the vicious cycles of their lineage. Down the line, I know I'm going to be doing conscious family work, and this to me is that first step. I'm doing business work now so that people can be financially free, so that they can be more present in their families' lives, rather than working that hustle and bustle 9 to 5 of a job that's actually not serving them. If you're happy with your 9 to 5, amazing. I'm happy for you. And I'm calling in people who want to take it to the next level, people who are ready to take that leap, people who are ready to unapologetically show up and share with the world. You know, there's There's a reason why I'm here, and that why is to bring something to the world that's never been seen before. And I think it's just such an incredible time that, the coaching industry has grown and is going to continue to grow in a time like this, because more people need healing, and more people will find that healing when we can connect on a human level, not on some kind of developed, inauthentic brand. Something that looks good, something that sounds good, but something that is all just, it's not grounded and rooted in integrity and in pureness. And that's the problem. A lot of people say, they're light workers or whatever, but are they actually aligned with the teachings of Christ? Are they actually aligned with the teachings of pure, genuine, authentic love? Or is it just fabricated? And I caught myself doing that for a while, because that's what I thought you're supposed to do. I thought that was part of the cookie cutter approach as to what business success looks like, but that's not what it is. And something about me, you can ask any of my former clients. I'm a coach that offers no bullshit. I keep it real and I keep it honest. And if you can't handle it, then you're not meant to work with me. And that's totally cool. I won't take it personally. I just really want to be able to continue to offer my services in a way that is affordable and approachable for those who are craving change. Because when we are serving from a space of integrity, and we're serving from a space of authenticity and realness and compassion and love, that's how we revolutionize the world. It doesn't matter if this person with the money, yes, we all deserve to be compensated. Again, we all deserve to be compensated for our services. And what is enough for you? Do you just want more and more and more? Or can you be content with what you're making? Can you be content that your bills are paid and that, you have the things that you do want, yes, and that you can be of service? I just think of, people like Mike Bloomberg, for instance, because we're seeing this in politics and through mainstream media too. Like people who are buying their way into elections. For what? For status? I just don't have space for that anymore. I appreciate leaders who are grassroots, leaders who are on the ground, leaders who are actually listening to people on what they need and where they're feeling stuck or unheard, and to hear them out. And through hearing them out, there's going to be a greater reward that money can never buy. And so I just pray that more people in this industry start speaking up to the lack of integrity that's running the show, the privilege that's running the show. A couple weeks ago, I talked about the elephant in the conscious community. This is another part of it. I've just been doing so much work the past couple months at breaking free from the false light teachings, the love and light movement. This life has a lot of shadow, but those shadows, when you hit those rock bottoms, that's where you find your light. That's where you reclaim your power. 2 weeks ago, I was totally cool with my life being done. My Lakshmi statue, shattered. She caught something for me. This goddess of abundance caught something for me and helped me realize that the abundance around me, the abundance and the blessing that I get to experience by sharing my work, by helping others, by letting others know and reminding others that they're not alone on this journey, that is abundance. That is wealth. So it's really important for us to make sure that our mindset is on wealth beyond money. And that wealth is centered around being of service and helping those who've been marginalized, helping those who have been disempowered for too long, helping those who need the most help, because that's what brings humbleness to the work that we do. And we must remain humble as we continue to expand financially, with the opportunities. That humbleness is what this life is about. And unfortunately, there have been a lot of people in the coaching spiritual community who have lacked that humbleness and have been caught up with the glitz and the glam. And I can say this, I live in California. I see firsthand what it is. I live in California, but I was raised by New Yorkers, so I have a really nice balance of seeing that, like not caught up in the bullshit. California girl at heart, without a doubt. And someone who's here to unapologetically speak truth to a situation that no one else is talking about. So here I am calling out the coaching industry. This industry is only going to continue to grow and expand within this decade because more and more healing people are calling it in. It's also important to have that discernment on whose teachings you are ingesting. And it's important to have that awareness as to the integrity of the teachings that you're reading. And if it actually feels expansive, if it feels aligned, if it makes you want to become a better person. So to honor the truth in the elephant that privilege is an issue in this community, I've decided to metamorphosize Thrive this round. And I'm offering Thrive at a very affordable price of less than $3,000 for a 3-month group coaching program with about 20 hours of content, 6 bi-weekly group coaching calls with me, 1 one-on-one call with me, worksheets that will help you come up with your business strategy, your marketing strategy, so that you can activate your abundance, so that you can become financially free, so that you can come up with a market strategy, so that you can allow this work to help you work smarter instead of harder so you can enjoy life, to help you share with the world why you're really here. And this is a program I'm so proud of. Lately, I've been energetically preparing for Bali by living based off of the Balinese time zone, because I've been working to like 6, 8 a.m. every day with downloads for the evolution and the metamorphosis of Thrive. And what's coming through, I'm so proud of it that I have an obligation to help people unleash their medicine with the world. It's why I'm here. I have an obligation to help people step in their authentic power. I have an obligation to bring light to the situations that have been ruled by darkness, by greed, by the dense energy that can also be part of this polarity planet. I have a responsibility to help others that may have been or felt unseen, marginalized people. I have an obligation to speak up and to unapologetically share my truth so that others can feel comfortable to do theirs and to feel okay for feeling human. This human experience has so many ups and downs, and I believe that you have the power to share your experience as to how you've been able to overcome those your downs, those ebbs. And this is the time for us to really step into our power and to help others step in theirs too. So if you're interested in Thrive, you can send me a DM at Sabrina Riccio on Instagram. You can also go to the website experience.sabrinariccio.com/thrive, and you can schedule a call with me. What's going to be really amazing about this round of Thrive is that when I'm in Bali writing my book about my heroine's journey, I'm going to be helping you get through yours, because that's what the first month is all about. Conquering your hero's journey. And from that hero's journey, what you've been able to find, that's your business. That is what you are here to move the masses with your message, your medicine, because you've been able to make that mess your message. And my favorite thing of like being the Virgo moon of how to organize yourself so you can work smarter instead of harder with systems, content planning, a really beautiful execution of your business plan, and the opportunity for you to activate that program so you can have multiple 5-figure launches. I've done it, and I'm sharing with you how it's done. So the doors close on Monday. The doors close on Monday. It's Tuesday for me because I'll be in Bali, but Monday the 2nd, the doors are closed and we're having our first group coaching call on 3/3/2020 on Super Tuesday, which I'm really excited about because I'm just feeling that a lot of change is coming, and the last of the outdated system is being transmuted and transformed and healed. And the new wave, the new revolution's coming, and I'm just excited to see how the coaching industry revolutionizes. I'm excited to see how our political system revolutionizes. I'm excited to see how this world revolutionizes. So again, if you're interested in Thrive and you want to set up a call so we can chat, if you're someone who's ready to take their business and life to the next level by coming up with a really, really powerful market strategy, business plan, through the implementation of Kundalini Yoga, modern mysticism, quantum expansion, Thrive was designed with you in mind. Reach out to me, and I'm excited to be guiding you through this journey because we're just scratching the surface, family. And I believe that this soul squad, like, the world ain't seen nothing yet. The best is yet to come, and we're all just scratching the surface. And I would be so honored and so excited to help you really step into your power and unleash your medicine with the world. So thanks for tuning in, and I'm looking forward to share with you more of my insights while I'm in Bali and writing my book, and continue to evolve myself and to continue to speak truth about the things that too many people, not enough people, I should say, not enough people are talking about. And that's why I'm here. So thanks for tuning in, and looking forward to connecting with you more soon. Take care. Satnam.